Hey everybody, Mary Transformed here again, and welcome to another episode of Fan Modes. Today is a fan mode I kind of made up myself. It's a combination between Swindle and Rook. Now, the idea for this kind of spawned because I thought about how we have these tabs here from where the arms plug in for transformation. And I was wondering if you could somehow actually hook these together and actually like combine these two deluxes that share the same mold, you know? And I even kind of came up with a story thing for this. You know, perhaps like Swindle got a new invention that would allow him to control the bodies of other robots, specifically allowing him to attach himself to it and directly control it. Kind of just made up on the spot because these two just happen to be the same mold. If I had two Rooks, I would have just combined those two and probably came up with something else. But to combine these two for this combination, for Rook, you're going to want to have him looking from the back. Take the waist, go ahead and swivel around. You're going to want his feet pointing this way. Take his head and put it away like you're putting into vehicle mode. His arms are just going to simply swivel around. I do recommend having the parts already attached, so however you want to attach on the claw and hand, go ahead and do that. And then for this piece, you're going to want to make sure it's kind of just hanging down like this for now. Maybe a little bit more like that. And we'll get to why that is in a second. For now, we need Swindle to be transformed. Once again, take his waist, swivel it around. You're going to come up this way. And this is where it gets a bit tricky. Unfold the back kibble upward like you're turning to a vehicle. Take his head and flip it up, but leave the head pointing outward. Then you're going to take his arms and have the strut come forward. And you're going to rotate him down to where the arms are kind of just hanging down in front of him. You're going to want the elbow pointing forward. And you actually, you're going to want to actually pull these off the ball joints. The arms off the ball joints and swap them. And the reason for this is, if you leave it like this, you're actually going to end up plugging his arms into here. And there's just, this side sticks out a little bit more, as the vehicle's meant to go like this. So what you're going to want to do is just swap the ball joints on his arms around. Should be pretty easy. You're going to get loud snaps from that, but don't worry, the ball joints are pretty strong, they're not going to snap on you. Then you're going to come to the top here, just kind of rotate the leg around with the ball joint until you can get it like so. You're basically going to want his legs sticking straight out like that with the hollow side pointing down. Like so. Well, there's actually a couple ways to do this. One way I had found, you could just take both legs, have them towards the back, peg them together like so. And I'll just leave them like that for now too, because this kind of forms a jetpack. And we'll show that off once we get him combined together. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have the arms kind of pointing down. Make sure you go on either side of the black strut on Rook. Just kind of try to line it up to where you can get the tab hole in the arm with the tabs on Rook. It can be a little bit tricky, but you can get it plugged in. Make sure they're even, because sometimes it tabs in a little weird. There we go. Basically just having them sit on top of Rook where Rook's head's supposed to go. Then you want to take the hands. You might have to adjust the front of Rook's shield for this. Basically, you want to get the hands up, but still under these two panels right here, to where it kind of looks like Swindle's directly controlling Rook's body. Almost like this is a point where he's got levers and buttons and such. So basically, you're going to have it end up looking like that. And there you have him in this combined mode. Now, like I said, you can leave Swindle's feet on the back here, like a giant jetpack piece, but this will leave him extremely back heavy and might possibly cause him to fall apart. So what I have found to do instead is take the legs and rotate them as such. Oh, and yep, there he goes. These two do not stick together very well, but rotate around where you have the legs coming forward. Oh no, he's coming apart! Yeah, Rook's ball joints are not the strongest. Alright, get him back in there. Just get him in there. Alright, let's see if we can't get them all back together. There we go. Yeah. He really is just kind of sitting there. He's not really pegged in too well. I mean, you could actually peg him in, but there's also this gap here. That's another thing. This combination does leave a little bit of gap between the two bodies right there, right between where the heads are. Let's see. There we go. But it does tab it in rather well. Honestly, a lot of it's just Swindle's weight. Oh yeah, you want to fold this panel down up here just to not have it sticking out. Okay, now we got all that together. You can also take Swindle's hand weapon. Go ahead and flip all this out, turn it into a hand. You peg it onto this piece here to give him a third arm. And as for this one, it doesn't have a peg hole, so I just flip the front bumper up for the car and just kind of pretend it's like a giant hammer. You know, you can do whatever you wish with it. But it's a good thing Rook has these swivels in his ankles too, because he really needs to stand wide to hold up all this. I mean, he is holding up the weight of 2 Deluxes on ball joints, so come on. There we go. He was working fine earlier, but for some reason whenever I get on camera, my fingers like to really freak out. And then lastly, there is a peg right here, and there's even a little slot right here on Rook's vehicle that's perfect for Swindle's gun to just kind of slip in. You might have to adjust it slightly depending on what angle you have it at to fit the gun on, but you can peg it in, pull it back up, get the fist back in place, and there you have Swindle, quote-unquote, controlling Rook. Yeah, I'm gonna do it more like that. Yeah, I think it's a pretty neat little fan mode. Oh, here, let me... You can see he has his little gun right here with actually a shield kind of covering around the gun. Well, it does have a hole right in it, so take that as you will. We do end up with like a 4-armed monstrosity. I mean, all of Rook's joints basically still work the same. You know, the only thing is that you now have this piece getting in the way. Swindle's arms aren't really usable anymore since they're tucked in behind the shield. And then the legs joints are now arm joints, of course, for these two up here. His head still works too. You can pull it down, bring it down if you wish, but it has his head looking straight, like, kind of downward. So, unfortunately, he wouldn't be looking in the face under like a Legends class. So I just leave his head sticking up, even though it causes this little gap. But, you can see, it looks like a single robot almost, or at least it looks like one robot controlling another robot. I really do like how this kind of does fit together like a control panel. And he even has like a little turret and shield to kind of cover for his arms. I don't know, it's just kind of something I made up on the spot just on the idea of can his arms peg into the arm cut parts of another figure. And this is the result. Probably not the best fan mode out there, but a very interesting one, I would say the least. I really do enjoy it when fan modes kind of combine 2 different figures that weren't meant to go together. Kind of like how there's a quote-unquote fan mode for Classics Optimus and Classics Jetfire combining. But yeah. That's my Swindle and Rook combination. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this fan mode. Maybe try it out yourself, and hope you have a good day. Take care.